Hi, welcome to SBR Videos. I'm Peter Loshak. We are previewing Week 2 in the NFL. We're talking right now with Big Al McMordie from BigAl.com, industry veteran, long track record of success, and numerous handicapping contest wins. I'm not talking about office contests. I'm talking about at reputable sites against other professional handicappers, right, Al?
That's correct.
Right, you're not talking about, all right, so tell us a little bit about that. What are these contests that you win, and they track your record to prove that your quoted records are what they say they are, right?
That's correct. I've been monitored since I've gotten into the business in 1992. I've had 39 handicapping championships, ranging from being, for example, #1 in the NFL 2 years ago. I won the $100,000 World Series of Sports Handicapping. About 5 or 6 years ago, I won the Stardust Invitational, which was the premier handicapping contest in Las Vegas for a number of years before the Stardust closed its doors, and I won that, about 10 years ago. So had a lot of success, and I've won 39 handicapping championships over the last 22 years.
That is an impressive resume right there. All right, give a quick plug for BigAl.com before we hear your thoughts on Dallas, Tennessee.
Well, at BigAl.com, I feel like we've got the best roster of handicappers in the entire world. There's myself, Larry Ness, Ben Burns, Scott Spreitzer, Tom Stryker, Wayne Root, lots of terrific handicappers. And folks can go online to BigAl.com and get all of our best selections on the Picks for Sale page. And they're very inexpensively priced. Most games are just $25. We've also got free picks for folks who want to check out the free information on the free picks page. And we've got 3 free picks on the website every day, 2 from myself, 1 from Larry Ness. And folks can go to BigAl.com and just click on free picks for all of that info.
Dallas and Tennessee, another kind of a curious matchup and line that I'm sure you can shed some good light on with your technical analysis here. Tennessee's a 3.5-point home favorite. Total is 49 or 49.5, up from 48.5. And Dallas, of course, got pounded by San Francisco last week. And supposedly, Dallas was a side that took a lot of sharp money last week. The line did move down. Tennessee won easily over KC, but KC's having all kinds of problems. We know the deal there. And, I love to bet against Dallas at home. On the road, it's a little bit different. I'm not as excited to bet against them, as a road underdog. The Titans, though, they might be really coming into their own. Coach Whisenhunt does have a bit of a reputation of being like a quarterback guru. He might be doing that with Jake Locker this year. It's just they have new programs, and they might be one of the much better teams in the NFL this year. And Dallas, I don't know. The defense still looking awful. Tony Romo is still Tony Romo. They're getting 3.5 points, though. I don't know what I would take here. I guess I would lean Tennessee 3.5. What do you like here, Al?
Well, Tennessee also got a lot of the money last week. That line went from 5.5 to 3, and then they won by 16 as a 3-point underdog versus the Chiefs. And the Chiefs were in the playoffs last season.
Right.
But now, this is going to be a tough spot for Tennessee. They have to take on that Cowboys squad that was anything but impressive in its 11-point loss to San Francisco. But I look for Tennessee to get upset by Dallas on Sunday. First of all, the Cowboys actually outgained San Francisco in that ball game, 382 to 319, but they committed 4 turnovers and gets none for San Francisco, and that was a death knell for the Cowboys. And when you look at Week 2, it's one of those weeks, Peter, where teams that look like world beaters in Week 1 don't necessarily look that great in Week 2. Often they just look pedestrian. So people shouldn't necessarily be making Super Bowl plans if they live in Nashville. I think Tennessee's going to have a better year than they did last year, but I still don't think they're going to be, on a going forward basis as dominant as they were in Week 1. And for example, if you take a look at how teams do in Week 2 going back to 1980, teams that cover the spread by 19 or more points in Week 1 are a dreadful 36% against the spread in week number 2 if they're playing an opponent off a point spread loss. So that's an example of how teams tend to, not play well the following week after an impressive, performance to open the season. And I'm going to take Dallas plus the points here. The line actually got up to +4 earlier in the week. It's now you're seeing some buyback. It's back down to 3.5. Some places have moved it back down to 3. And I think Dallas is the play.
It's funny because on YouTube we get comments. There's one guy who commented. He said, "I just never bet Dallas ever." And I certainly see where he's coming from. Their defense was epically bad last year, and it's looking like it's going to be pretty bad this year again. So maybe Dallas is sort of the exception to those kind of rules that you're looking at, or those trends that you're looking at that makes you like Dallas here.
Well, it's interesting. You mentioned how you don't like playing on the Cowboys, at home. What about the Tennessee Titans at home?
Right.
As a home favorite, priced from -3.5 to -10.5 points. The Tennessee Titans are probably the worst team in the history of football. 25 wins, 55 losses in that price range at home, and that goes back to 1991. So, we all know Dallas has its problems covering the spread at times, but this is 21 or 23 years now that the Tennessee Titans have been an awful home favorite, priced from 3.5 to 10.5 points. You can't get much worse than 25 and 55. So that's kind of right in this wheelhouse here. The line might get back down to 3, but if it's 3.5, I think you do have to look at the Cowboys.
Touche, Al McMordie. Look at that. I make a point, bam, he's got the stats right at his fingertips to counter it. All right. Hey, you win, Al McMordie. Dallas plus 3.5 it is. Thanks so much. Talk to you again next week.
The SBR Network offers free sports picks and game breakdowns, big money free betting contests year-round, a real-time Vegas-style odds monitoring service, and much more. So come see for yourself. To stay updated on SBR news and promotions, follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Google+, and do be sure to subscribe to the Sportsbook Review YouTube channel to catch all our daily sports shows.